Good morning, friends. Today I will be talking about further types of economic analysis. Yesterday we had seen about macro analysis and micro analysis. Macro analysis dealing with the economy as a whole, micro analysis dealing with individuals as well as firms. Now, why analysis? Depending upon the types of analysis, you are going to take decisions, or we are going to take decisions with respect to three economic activities, that is production, distribution and consumption. With respect to what are the changes that are going to occur with respect to supply, demand, price mechanism. We are all seeing. Why we are going to take a decision? Because whatever resources we have, they are scarce and we have to satisfy unlimited human wants. That is the reason why we are trying to understand the types of economic analysis. Different types of economic analysis, because different types of scenarios, different perspectives of economics, different perspectives of decisions. So hence we are talking about different types of economic analysis. Positive economics deals with what is in economics. Like, what is in economics? Economics consists of three activities: production, distribution, and consumption. What are the factors that are associated with economics? Scarcity, trade-off, increment, marginalism, all these things, they are included in economics. Like we say, economics is a trade-off, right? So what is economics? This is economics. So what is this is in economics is studied in positive economics. Establishes cause and effect. Nothing happens in economics without any reason, without any justification. There is demand because the prices are down. There is supply because prices are high. Nothing happens without any valid backup reason. That is what is studied in positive economics. Analyzes problems on the basis of facts. Nothing is random. Pure facts. And facts are based on relevant data. Normative economics. What should be in economics? Like we keep on talking, people should not increase price because people will not be in a position to buy. Or like we take the example of fair price shops. What does he do? He tries to create artificial shortage. So we generally speak that this should not happen. We are talking here about behavior, value judgments, what is right and what is wrong, what is just and what is unjust in economics. That is studied in normative economics, normal economics. This shouldn't happen. People should not create artificial shortage. People should not jack up prices of essential commodities, right? So to put a cap on that, government has put into place called as Essential Commodities Act, right? So therein they cap on whatever the goods are in the need-based category, they try to put a cap on the prices. What should be? This should not happen. This should be the place. These factors they are studied in the normative economics. Short-term economics, shorter time period to adjust to any new situation, right? That's called as short-term economics. Like for example, suddenly you see there is a war that is going on in West Asia, from where we source most of our crude oil. So what happens? For a limited period of time, the prices of crude oil, it shoots up and it has a detrimental effect on our economy. So what does the government try to do? Government does not have anything in hand to do, because this is happening for a very shorter period, and within that shorter period, at short notice, we cannot maintain the smooth flow of economy. Suddenly you see sudden rise in prices. Some inputs are fixed and others are variable. Some inputs, like getting the crude oil from there, the cost of getting that might be fixed, the landing charges might be fixed, The distribution charges might be fixed. Only the essential part of that is crude oil, it is variable in short run. Long run, longer time for consumer producers to adjust to new situations. We have ample amount of time to adjust to new situations. We anticipate things beforehand, and accordingly either we increase our prices on a shorter on a long time basis, and consumers also have a lot of time to adjust to this situation. That is what we call it as long-term economics. All inputs are variable. Everything can change. Here in inputs, land, labor, capital, everything can change. So, and it takes a longer period. It does not happen for a very shorter period. Generally, short-run period is of 1 year. Longer run is more than 1 year generally. But in case of goods and services, that might be even shorter. Partial equilibrium is one type of economic analysis. It's related with what? Microanalysis. Partial equilibrium. Equilibrium to be maintained. Equilibrium to be maintained with respect to an individual and firm. When you are talking equilibrium with respect to individual means he has ample amount of income to satisfy his wants. That is the equilibrium position with respect to an individual. With respect to a firm, they are having equal amount of demand and equal amount of supply, or costs are low and profits are high. So this is an equilibrium position at a micro level, individual level, firm level. So that is what we mean to say by related with microanalysis. Equilibrium. Remember the word equilibrium. The equilibrium position is that position when there is ample demand and ample supply. Other things being constant means prices are constant, incomes are constant, people's purchasing power is constant, they have ample amount of money. Other things being constant, when there is when there is demand that equals to supply, that's what we call it as equilibrium position. So partial equilibrium study with respect to individuals, how individuals react, how individuals maintain their equilibrium position, right? How equilibrium maintain their budgets, how firms they try to minimize costs and maximize profits. That is studied in partial equilibrium. With respect to general equilibrium explains economic phenomena in an economy as a whole. This is at macro level, right? How is the country trying to maintain its unemployment? How is it trying to maintain the interest rates? How is it trying to maintain demand, aggregate supply, total demand, total supply? How is it taking into consideration the inflationary pressures? How is it maintaining inflation? The economy, the nation tries to maintain, tries to balance. On one hand, sometimes it might increase the interest rates so that there is less inflation. Sometimes it might allow inflation to move goods and services. So everything that is done, tweaking one thing or the other to maintain equilibrium position. Interest rates definitely not going high, demand not going low, supply, excess of supply, no. Tries to maintain everything. There are a lot of agencies that are involved here in this case, and major part of it is at macro level. It is taken care of by central bank of every country, that is RBI in our case. So as a whole, macroeconomics, national, international level, how is China reacting to trade sanctions? Like if US says no, we are not going to import anything from China, how it is reacting? Or how is US taking into consideration with respect to dumping of goods by China? Or how is India reacting to its pressures? So these are taken care of. Sometimes these decisions are at political level, and mostly they might be of economic in nature. So these are the types of economic analysis by which you undertake decisions with respect to individual level, firm level, national level. This we need to understand is only because definitely everything is connected with our lives. Say for example, we cannot say that the crude oil prices of Iran, if it increases, it has got nothing to do with us. Or say for example, lithium metal that comes from largely from European countries, or the films that are used in solar panels, right? So they come from mostly European countries. If they increase the prices, we being a dependent nation on panels, on films, so our cost of production, it's going to go up. If the cost of production goes up with respect to India, we may not be competitive enough with, say, for example, China. China might have large supplies of or large storage of the films that are needed for solar panels. So we try, in order to gain competitive advantage, comparative advantage over certain countries with respect to certain goods and services, we keep on taking decisions at individual level, firm level, industry level, as well as economy level at national and international arena. That's all for now. Thank you. Take care.